Hey, Cindy. Hey, Trey. Hey, oldies. Hey, Big Bang. Hey, Lucky Coin Hunter. Hey, Anna. Hey, Amy. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Paula. Hey, Mike. Hey, Jeeps. So how's everybody's weekend going? Good, I hope. Hey, Ken. Got everybody filtering in. Hello. I'm not going to try and say that name because I'll probably mess it up. Is it Kadidok? I guess I am trying it. Just say Kadidok. Kadidok. Hey, Alden. Hey, Charlie. A couple more minutes to let people filter in, and then we'll get going. Jump into today's festivities. Hey, Blockhead. For those of you that haven't been on the channel for a while, you'd be happy to know that I'm on a brand new computer. And since getting this thing, we are running super smooth. Because this thing is fast. Hey, Joe. This thing's a quad-core processor. It's got 16 gigs of memory. It's got a terabyte internal drive, a terabyte external drive. Hey, Paranormal Pursuit. Now I just need to get a scope replaced, which is on the way in the mail right now, because this new scope we got, I really don't like it. Considering it's almost halfway down the arm, and that's as far out as we can take it. If we take it out any farther, it blurs. It won't focus in. So this is the farthest away view that we can get of coins right now. Yes, the lens cap is off, Ken. No, it's the focus. It's just I think the low end of the magnification, I think, is like, it must be at like 100 or 200 or something. Which the new one on the way, the lowest is 25, so it'll be able to go a lot higher. All right, so I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who has already done your streams for our Coin Seminar Winter Edition 2019. And I'm going to go ahead and do a pre-thank you to everybody still to come. All right, so we got, here's to the schedule. This is on Ken Peavy's Million Penny Project. The link is in the description below. So let's see. We've already had, of course, it's become an annual tradition for Riser to open it up. Followed by John Wolf, who had a little bit of technical issues, but he did manage to get the stream out. And Ken put up links for both parts. So if you didn't catch John Wolf's, just come over here, click the links. And you'll be able to watch his and get your clue and learn about Mercury designs. And this morning we kicked off with Ken Peavy doing the Coin Haiku winner. If you didn't see that, go check it out because there was a lot of really good ones on there. And then we've had Bill 457 talking about the America the Beautiful Quarter series. It's me, Brian, talking about 1909s. And then we just came off Joe Durbin talking about Silver Eagles. And then, of course, next up is Yooper girl Amy Smith. She's going to be talking about Canadian errors and varieties and having a giveaway. And, again, her link is in the description below. So if you need that, go get it. And then we're going to have, to close out tonight, Schumer coins. And then for tomorrow, we'll have Oldies and Goodies, Rare Coin TV, Manic Coins, Hoogie's Hobby Shop, Blues Coins, Trey's Treasures, and then the closeout big show with Ken Peavy. And then, of course, tomorrow Ken will jump on for doing the end of the seminar giveaway, which is all those clues that you've been collecting throughout all of the seminar. So there's the schedule. That's what we're up to. So for my subjects, I'm going to be talking about how to date certain foreign coins. And as you can see, I've got an Isreal coin sitting on the scope. So the four main countries we're going to be focusing on, or well, I wouldn't say necessarily countries, but the four main languages we're going to be focusing on is going to be Hebrew, which is your Isreal coins. And then we're going to be doing Arabic, which is anything Middle East, Jordan, things of that nature. So I'm going to be showing you how to translate Arabic dates. Japan dates, which uses the Chinese script. And then also we're going to be doing Taiwan, which has their own script. So we're going to kick off here into the Isreal coin. All right, so when you're doing Hebrew dates, the first thing that you need to figure out is where's the date? Because of course if you can't read the language, how are you going to know if you're on the date? So that's the first thing we're going to cover. So for Hebrew dates, what you're looking for, because sometimes it can be in different spots on the coin, you're looking for that. It looks like a little quotation mark right there. Every Hebrew date has that. So you're looking for a set of symbols with that, and it always will have one symbol on the left side, and then it'll have the rest on the right side. So that's how you find your date in Arabic, or in Hebrew rather. So this is the date for this coin. So how do you figure out the date? And by the way, I'm going to be showing you guys some websites. The links to all the websites are in the description below. So you'll know how to find them. So I recommend to anybody who loves foreign coins or wants to get into them that doesn't already to go ahead and bookmark all of those pages. So, all right. That one. All right, so Hebrew. Switch to browser view. All right, here's your Hebrew. So it's a Jewish calendar dating back more than 5,700 years. And Israeli coins are dated as such. The number system employs many consonants from the Hebrew alphabet. Different letters are used to denote 5,700, 10, 20, 30, etc., and 1 to 9. From 1948 to 1981, the dates omitted the symbol for 5,000. From 1981 to the present, this is included. The table lists dates of issues from 1948 to 2010. Two different notations were used for 1960. All Hebrew dates are read from right to left. So keep that in mind. When you're dating a Hebrew coin, here in America, we read left to right. Hebrew coins are read right to left. So, for this one, we've got showing all the dates up to 2010. So for dates ranging in this range, you can simply take it, and if you have this page bookmarked, you just match up the symbols. So in this case, you are looking at, you want to find, first off, you want to start off, if you're doing the quick search, start off by looking for that symbol, because that's going to, help you to find anything that has it the quickest. So you got, a number of them. Here's one. Here's one. And you want to make sure you're watching for that little gap right there. There's one. There's one. See, now that one you might mistake it, but if you notice, the gap's not there. So that's a different symbol. So you want to keep that in mind. So you go through all your different various ones that have that until you come across, oh, hey, hang on. There you've got that one with the little gap right there. Well, that matches. You got that one with the little leg right there. Well, that matches. You got the one that looks like a W. That matches. You got the one that looks kind of like a funky O. That matches. And you've got the one with the little gap in it. That matches. So now we know that is a 2009. There it is right there. So that's how you date, for the most part, a Hebrew coin. Now, of course, there are going to be dates before and dates after. And I'm going to show you a tool online that you can use. And that's right here. This is dateconverter.net. Again, link is below. And for this, you would go to Hebrew. And there's all your symbols. So you would simply look at your date. So we'll start off with that. And then we need the little quotations. And then we need the one that looks like a little O. And then we need the one that looks like a W. And then we need the one that sort of looks like a cursive R. But we need the one with the leg. So there's one without that little leg. And then there's the one with. So we need that. And then, of course, we need the one that has the little gap. So that matches what's printed on that coin. And then you just hit convert. 2009. So with this date converter website, you can do Japanese, Muslim, Thailand, Hebrew, Iranian, Taiwan, Nepal, Burmese, Bengali, and Roman. So this is an extremely handy tool. And it goes the other way too. So 2009, convert, boom, there it is. So you can do it that way as well. So this is a really good tool to use for your Hebrew coins. All right, next up, we're going to be talking about Arabic. So here we have, hang on, switch to the camera, there we go. So here we have a coin from Jordan, which of course all that's just going to look like, you know, funky squiggles and hieroglyphs to you guys. But this is a 5 piastres from Jordan, which I'm pretty sure I have it upside down now. Yep, so for those of you who don't know, that is the Arabic symbol for 5. And your date is right there. And these, as you get to know, you know, if you just kind of look at all the Arabic, and then of course it says in English, 5 piastres. As you get to know the Arabic symbols and kind of what the date looks like, you'll figure out easily how to find the date on these coins. All right, so where does it go? There it is. So there's a few things you need to remember whenever you're dating an Arabic coin. All right, excuse me. All right, so this is the Arabic coins, and these are all the symbols from 0 through 9. And the first thing you want to make sure that you remember is, as it says right here, what's called the false friends. So, for example, you have, you know, this one that looks like a 0, except it's not. It's a 5. And then you have this one that looks like a 7, except it's not. It's a 6. But then you have this one that looks like a 1, and it is a 1, and this one that looks like a 9, and it is a 9. So you gotta you know, make sure that you don't just forget that these don't count for, you know, 5 and 6, because then you're gonna, of course, put the wrong date. So you want to make sure to watch that. All right. So numbers that are larger than 9 use combinations of these symbols, just like we do with the European numerals, which is what we call English numerals. So if you have that, it's 10. If you have that, it's 25. 713 would be 713. And then it shows some examples of different Arabic coins. All right, so most Arabic or Islamic countries use the Islamic calendar, which began in 622 AD. By the Gregorian calendar we use in the United States. That is why the dates on modern Arabic coins are usually in the 1300s and 1400s. It's not because the coins are 600 to 700 years old. So I'll cover that as we get going. So you're going to have the more recent coins frequently have both the Islamic year and the Gregorian year. The Gregorian, again, being what we use, which makes the understanding of the year it was made a little easier. But the Gregorian year is usually written using Arabic numerals, like the examples above. So you still need to practice your transcription from Arabic to European numbers to be able to read them. Now you're going to want to remember that, because you're also going to find older coins that have the date in Arabic that don't have the Gregorian version of it. It's just going to have the original. This is the Gregorian side, and then this is the Islamic calendar side. So if it only has this, and you translate it out, and it translates out to, say, like, like this, 1385. Now you need to remember when you have one that only has that, you have to add 622 to 1385. So let's pop a calculator up real fast. So you can see we've got 1385 plus 622. So that would be 2007. So you just got to remember, if it only has that one, so it translates out to looking like it's 600 years old or older. It's not that old. It's just you have to remember to add the 622 in. So if you're keeping notes, make sure you make a note of that. And then, of course, like I said, it'd be a good idea for you guys to bookmark all of these pages, because they are all down in the description below. All right, so that's how you do Arabic numerals. So we're going to go ahead and do one together, just like we did with the other. So we're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth a little bit here. So again, there's our date. Okay, so we already covered that the 9 looks like a 9. Hang on. This is the other thing I don't like about the scope, is it tends to freeze up. So I have to switch cameras and then switch back for it to actually be somewhat functional again. There we go. So we know the 9 looks like the 9. So we know that part of the date is a 9. Okay. Now we have 2 dots. So if we go back to our browser, we see that the little dot is the 0. So we know it ends in 009. And then you have the first symbol there, which looks like a 1 with a little hook on it. So if you go back again, you see that the one that looks like the 1 with the little hook on it is the 2. So it's 2009. So it's another 2009 coin. And that's how you date those out. And then, just as I said, it's always going to be, you just translate these symbols to the number. And if it comes out to a modern date, that means it's the Gregorian calendar. If it comes out to a date being in, like, 12 or 1300s, then that means you need to add the 622. As it says right there, 622. Just remember to add that in, and then you have your date. So, all right. So that covers Arabic. And again, if we go and look at our date converter at dateconverter.net, then you go to Muslim, and Muslim is your Arabic converter. So if we put in the date that it says on the coin, is that, and then that, and that, and that, and convert 2009. All right, so we'll clear that out. Switch over. All right. Checking on chat real quick. All right, Amy wants to know, what are the numbers next to it? All right, well, let me unfreeze my camera again, because, again, this camera is stupid, and I can't wait for the new one to get here. All right, the one next to it. Now, this is what we were talking about. This is the Islamic date. So if we look at that again, let me switch back to browser view. And go back to here. All right, so we have 1430. So in the Islamic date, that's 1430. So let's say it only had that date on there. So now you have 1430, and then you add 622. Gives you, hang on, did I do that right? 1430. Okay, hang on. I think there's let me real quick. I think there's something you're supposed to. I think I missed a step. Getting ahead of myself. You
do that quite often.
Yes, I do. That was Miss Cheapskate yelling at me, saying, "Yeah, you do that." All right. So I want to make sure I give you guys good information here. All right, I'm going to be doing full videos on this, so if I can't find it right now, I'll figure out where I messed up and I'll fix it. But it's something in the conversion process that I'm forgetting to do, and I don't remember exactly what it is right this second. So I will figure it out, and I will let you guys know exactly that process when I do the full video on these, because I'm going to do, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it yet, but upcoming I'm going to be doing a full video dedicated to each individual one, and I'll figure that out for you. But yeah, that's the Islamic date, Amy. That's on that side. So that's where you do the conversion. And alrighty. As I said, I will get that figured out for you. Alright, so next up, we are going to be doing Japan. So let me get back to camera view. Alright. Check out chat real quick. Hey, Riser. Hey, John. No, Lucky, it's not a commemorative. It's written in two different calendars. The 2009 is the Gregorian calendar, and the 1430 is the Islamic calendar. So it's two different calendars. All right, so we got Japan. I'm sure you guys have seen these before with the building on it. It looks like the Japanese temple. All right, so you flip to the back. This is a 10 yen, and there is your date. All right, so a couple of things with Japanese dates. Tilt it up so you don't get the glare. All right, first thing you want to look for in any Japanese date is you want to look for this symbol. That is the symbol for year. The reason you want to look for this symbol first is because it always, actually let me jump it over real quick. On the web page so you guys can see this. Let me find this spot for Eurofast. Where the heck did it go? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to web view real quick so you guys can see this. Alright, so it always ends with the symbol for year. So, and then always begins with the era year on the date, which I'll show you here right now. So back to the camera. So you have the symbol for year here, and then these two symbols, it's always two symbols, is the era. So we know because it always starts with the era and it always ends with the year, this particular date is read left to right. Now you will find Japanese coins where you'll have the era year over here and you'll have the year symbol over here. So when you have that, that means it's read right to left. So you have to pay attention to the positioning on these symbols. That's your first thing you want to know about Japanese coins. Now, for the era, there were only 4 Japanese eras. So you just come over to the website, unless you memorize these. And here are your eras. You have 1867 to 1912 was the Meiji era. 1912 to 26 was the Taisho era, or Taisho era. 26 to 89 is the Showa era. And Heisei is the 1989 to present. So that's the current Japanese era. So we'll look at this real quick, and we'll see that it's got this symbol and that one. So that one, if you look at the match, by the way, the camera for the scope when I'm in web view is still up in the right under me talking. So if you guys can still see that. So this one is the Heisei era. So it's the 1989 to present. So if you see Heisei right here, since I'm on web view, and then I'll switch over to camera view real quick just so you guys can see it better. That matches these two symbols. So that is the Heisei era, which is the 1989 to present, which means this is a modern coin. So we'll switch back to browser. Alright, now, when you're looking at these, the era starts counting years at 1 with each new Japanese emperor. So that's how the eras work. It works by emperor. So when a new emperor takes over, in the future, that'll start a 5th era now for the modern eras. And it's named after the emperor. So whatever the new emperor's name is that will be the name of the new era. So you want to remember that these always start at 1. So you're going to start counting 2, 3, 4, 5 as you add in your date. And the reason you're going to remember that is because I'm going to jump down here real fast. If you notice, and we'll get into this, don't worry. How to figure out the year always ends with subtracting 1. And that's again because it always starts at 1. So you start counting at 2. It sounds confusing, but it's not. You'll actually get used to it really fast if you actually practice. Alright, so the next thing you need to know about Japanese coins is, alright, here's all the numbers, 0 through 10. So numbers above and including 10 are not made by combining individual digits like in the Arabic numeral system. Instead, Japanese uses combinations of numerals which add and or multiply to the number being written. For example, 11 is not written 1, 1. It is 10 plus 1. 15 is written as 10 plus 5. 20 can be written as 2 times 10, or it can be written as 2 times 10, and 22 could be 2 times 10 plus 2. So there's math involved if you have to figure out a Japanese date. Don't be afraid. Math is your friend. So, all right. Then we got some more examples here of Japanese numbers. So let's figure out this one. Let's bring it back up. Excuse me. All right, so we know that it's the current. So that's going to be starting at 89. And then we figure out the numbers on here, which we've got 2, and we know that we're reading it left to right, so we know that the symbol for 10 is going to be the first number. There's the 10, that's your plus, and then the 3 right here. So now you want to figure out, especially if you're new at this, is it going to be 10 plus 3, or is it going to be 10 times 3? Well, okay, so if it's 10 plus 3, that means it's going to be 13, so it's going to be 1989 plus 13, so that would be 2002. If it's 10 times 3, then that's going to be 30. So that's going to be 1989, 99, 2009, 2019. Well, of course, now it could be a 2019, but I've had this coin for a while, so because of that, I know that it's not a brand new issue 2019, and I'm sure anybody looking at it can tell that. So that means we know that this one's going to be added together, which is going to make the date not 2002, because remember, now you have to subtract the 1, so it's going to make it a 2001 10 yen from Japan. So to show it all out, let me switch back over to the camera view. So we're going to go all the way over it again. So you look for the year symbol, because it always ends with the year symbol. And you look for the era symbol. So that way you know that begins with that. So you know on this one we're reading left to right. Now we've matched the era up to the Heisei era, which starts in 1989. So it's 1989 plus 10 is 99, plus 3 is 2002, and subtract 1. You always subtract 1, so you know it's a 2001 Japanese yen. Now, that's for modern. There's a trick with Japan. They didn't start doing this until after World War II. So let me bring this up so I can show it to you guys. I'm going to find it on here first. Okay, there we go. So let me switch back to browser. All right, if you look right here, in the late 1800s, Japan adopted the Gregorian calendar, but with a starting date at year 0 that corresponded to the Gregorian calendar's year 660 BC, making Japan's year values larger than the year used by other countries. For example, a 1920 coin would equal 2580 for Japan, This practice largely stopped after World War II, and for most purposes, Japan uses the same year as America would use. So pre-World War II coins, you're going to have a good chance that it's going to be the old system, which means that if you use the same method we used, it's going to come up as 2580 if it's a 1920 coin. So you're going to have to remember, again, when you do it, that if it's a pre-World War II coin and it comes up as this giant number, it's because you have to subtract 660 from the date in order to bring it down to the Gregorian calendar. So let's say if this was, let's say if they still did it this way. So we know we have a 1989 for our era. So that would be, I'm going to bring up the calculator real quick. Clear. So 1989 plus the 660 would be 2649 if this was done the old way. And I do have one here that is pre-World War II that I'm pretty sure has it the old way that we're going to look at. So then, of course, if you math out the rest of it, now you're going to have 2449, or you have 2649 plus 10 plus 3 for the two numbers that are in the date equals 2662 minus 660 is 2002, and you still would have to do that minus 1. And that brings you back to 2001. So, all right. This is probably confusing a lot of you, but bookmark the page, study this page, and just practice with it. You go down to like a coin shop and pick up some, like, some of these for, $5 for $1, whatever. Or when we do our Monday auctions, a lot of times we'll have Japanese coins for sale. So if you ever pick one up from us, then you can practice on that one. But all right, so here is an old pre-World War II Japanese coin. Okay, so let me switch back to camera so you guys can see it full size. So this is a pre-World War II Japanese coin. It's got the cool hole in the center, so you can like wear it around your neck or have it tied to a belt loop or something. Easy carrying of your money. All right, so we're looking at the date, which is right here. So on this one, you see the year symbol is right here. So it always ends in the year symbol, which means the first two are the era symbol. So now this one is being read right to left. So we'll look at the era symbol. This one may actually not have the old system. I might have to do the old system one in a separate video. I thought this one did. I might have to find one. I don't know. We'll see. So we've got, this one started in 1912 for this era. So this is the Taisho era. So you see it matches because you're reading right to left. So the most right symbol is this one, and then the next one over is this one. So Taisho era starts in 1912. All right, now we've got, let me actually show that full size. So there's the two symbols. Starts at 1912, Taisho era. So that's right there because you're reading it right to left. And now we add these two symbols in. Now, this one is only from 1912 to 26. So we know there's a pretty good chance you're not going to have to worry about it being multiplication. It's just going to be adding. So we're starting again at 1912. Go back up to the numbers. Plus 10. So that's 1922. Plus 5. 1927. Well, it ended at 1926 on this era. But remember, you always have to do the subtract 1, which brings it down to 1926. So this one we know is a 1926 Taisho era. So yeah, I'm going to have to find one that has the old system so I can do it. And when I do a full Japan dating video on it, I'll make sure to throw that in. All right. And again, if you go over to your, oops, wrong page. To your, I'm still on WebView, right? Yep, okay. If you go over to this, you've got Japan right here. And let me bring that coin back up real quick. So you got your era, which, oops, got to do it the way it's laid out on the coin. Forgot about that. So just going left to right, we've got the year symbol, and then we've got where is it at? Not that one. Not that one. Ah, there it is. And then we've got that. And then we have over here in the era symbols. So there's the layout of our date. Convert 1926. So again, this is at dateconverter.net. And if anybody new is just joining in, all of the links for all these websites are in the description below. So, all right. Now the last one that we're going to cover today is going to be, which page is it on? This one? Yeah, there we go. Is going to be Taiwan. So let me switch to the camera again. This is a Taiwanese coin. This is a $5 coin from Taiwan. Which is upside down. So, all right. Now we're going to figure out how to do Taiwan dates. So, typically, the Taiwan date starts on the left of the coin, going up around the top. Usually. There are exceptions, but let me switch back to WebView. And you'll see even on this one, it's going across the top. Right there. So, in Taiwan coins, Taiwanese coins are dated from the end of Chinese Empire era of 1911, and dates are read from right to left. So you're always going to read it from right to left. So you have the numerals from right to left. For this one would be 7 times 10 plus 8 equals 78. So you have 78 plus 1911 equals 1989. Then you have the one down here from right to left. 9 times 10 equals 90. So 90 plus 1911 equals 2001. So we're going to look at ours. We're reading from right to left. So we have our first symbol is this one. So that one's right there. So we have 6. And then our second symbol is the plus sign looking symbol. So that's 10. And that's the last symbol. Then it goes to the year, the little year symbol. So we have 6 times 10 is 60. So if we look down here again, is 8. You go 60 plus 1911. So 60 plus 1911, 1971. So we've got a 1971 coin right here for the $5 coin. And then again, if you go to your date converter, clear that out, go down to Taiwan. I'm going to fill in the numbers. So, all right, we've got year symbol plus a little chicken looking thing. And then do I even have to put in that symbol on this one? No. Okay. So that convert 1971. So yeah, the last symbol on there, the one that stands for the 1989, you don't have to add in. So there is your Taiwanese date. So all right, again, all of these websites are in the description. And that's just this is a basic overview of how to figure some of these out. So again, we've had Hebrew on how to remember to watch for the quotations. That's how you know that it's the date. And then we've got Taiwanese, which eventually you'll be able to identify these, even if you don't know what country the coin's from. As you start learning some of the symbols, you'll know that if you see some of these symbols are distinct only to Taiwan, you'll know, okay, this is a Taiwanese coin. And then you got Japan, which is always remember subtract 1 after you figure it out. And always remember, oh wait, this is Arabic. There we go, Japan. Always remember to subtract 1 at the end. Here's your Japan symbols. And then always remember to find your era. And remember the date always starts with the era and ends with the year mark. So you need to remember to find that so you know if you're reading it clockwise or counterclockwise. And then also make sure if it is, if it is one that's from pre-World War II and you do the math on it, it comes out to, 2,075 or 3,000 something. To just remember that's one of them that's from the higher thing. So you just have to figure out the conversion on it, or you can just use the converter here. And then Arabic, which is, in my opinion, the easiest one out of all of them, because it's pretty much just line up the numbers. If it ends up in the 13s or 14s, then you just do the conversion on it. If not, then it's just the actual date. You just figured it out. So, all right. So now, switch back to camera view. Checking on chat. Oh, Mike, you talk about the Chinese cash coins. I'm going to be doing a video on just that, on the Chinese cash coins, because there's a lot more involved with those. But that video is on the way. As far as the BC coins from China, I haven't encountered one yet. So for something as far back as BC in China, that is outside of my current knowledge base. You might have to find an ancients expert. Oh, the knife money. Yeah, you'll have to find an expert in ancients for that. That is outside of my knowledge base. Alright, so we are, as you guys saw on the schedule, we are doing a giveaway, and this is what we are giving away today. This is a 2017 Red Book. Now, don't worry about it being 2017 because most of the information in here is still going to be current. The coin fluctuation is not that much. So this is what we're going to be giving away today. And hopefully you guys are paying attention because I'm going to show you guys a coin. One you haven't seen yet. And you have to tell me the date on the coin. And the first person to get it right wins that book. So you've had your little coin class here for the learning how to do it. Now you're going to put your new knowledge to practice. So, all right, here we go. There is your date. The first person that tells me the right date translation for that wins that book. Nobody's got it yet. Remember, guys, the links for all of this are in the description below. Not yet. Remember to watch your tiny marks, guys. Remember, you got the gap right there on that symbol you got to watch for. You got the little leg line right there you got to watch for. And the gap right there you got to watch for. All right, we have a winner. Everybody stop. We have a winner. The first person who got the correct date is Hoosier Hillbilly. And I'll go to the browser view again. So you guys can see the correct date was 1984. So we'll go back up to the beginning here and double check. I'm on live chat, by the way. And it's my channel. My way is the highway. So looking down for 1984. Just make sure I didn't miss one. Yep, Hoosier Hillbilly right there. Just barely beat out Paula Bloom. So congrats, Hoosier Hillbilly. You are winning the book. And I'm not just going to have you guys take my word for it. So we're going to go to our converter. Clear this out. Go to Hebrew. All right. I'm going to put in the date on here. Is it? I'm going to make sure I put the right symbol.
Looks like a G, but
I think it's this one.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then our quotation mark looking thingy. And then our 0 that has the gap in it, which is right here. And then our W looking thingy. And then our little R looking thing with the leg on it. And then we've got our R looking thing with the gap, which is right there. Convert.
Nope. You were wrong.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I picked out the wrong one. So it's actually 1987.
So
I got all right. So I got to look back because I made a mistake. I'm not perfect. So now I got to look back.
Okay.
I wrote down the wrong date for the wrong coin.
87.
So is that the top? Yeah. Okay. So looking for a 1987.
Big Bank.
All right. Actually, it was Big Bank that got it first
Haha.
because I had the wrong number written down. That was my fault. That was my stupid moment. So all right. So Big Bank, Little Bank was the first one with 1987.
Yay.
Congratulations, Big Bank, Little Bank. That book is now yours. Sorry, Hoosier. I thought you had it. That was my fault for writing the wrong thing down. So.
I'll fix it.
All right, and now you guys are going to want this, I think. My clue for the weekend is 1863. So there's your clue. I'll put it in the chat. My clue is 1863. Boom.
I got 1492. What? How did you get 1492, Ken?
This Ken is weird. All right, so everybody make sure you make your way over to Amy Smith. She is going to be our next contestant on the coin weekend. But she's not going to be on until 9 p.m. Eastern. So we've got an hour break so people can have dinner and all that kind of thing. And then we will be coming back with Amy Smith talking about Canadian errors and varieties. And she'll be having her own giveaway. All right. And Big Bank, since you're local, you can come over here and get your book.
Right?
You live in the same town. You can come get it. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying the seminar. I hope everybody has a great night. And I will see you guys in an hour over on Amy's channel.
You are welcome.